All right, YouTube.
All right.
Paranormal guys.
J-Lo.
Your boy Shaggy.
That's right.
We're back at it again.
Something a little different this time.
Yeah, I thought we'd change up the scenery a bit.
Well, not the scenery.
The
subject.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The
subject.
Change the
content.
subject. This one, we're going to discuss
ideas for possible, and don't get us on it. Don't start hating yet. Possible fan funding.
Program your brain. Program your brain.
Who's on your mind? Who's on your mind?
We're getting to the point.
We're getting older, and oh wait, that's another subject.
Yeah. That's
Okay, sorry.
I think I looked that bad.
Yeah.
We're getting to the point where we're gonna be investigating the same places over and over and over that are free.
There will be 3-peats and quadruple peats.
And we can't afford to go to some of these other places that we would like to go. And that's where you possibly would come in. And
This is an idea we've been kicking around for a while now.
we've been kickstarting it.
Kickstarting it around where we thought about, look, we had a financial backer, which will remain nameless. We had a lot of plans. It didn't come to fruition. So now we're in a position where, for the real fans, the people that really like our work and want to see the paranormal guys go to some of the more paranormally active hotspots, it's either going to be a long time for us to scratch and save up,
yes.
Which may never happen.
So we can, eventually we can do it without fan funding, but
Maybe.
it's gonna get to true. He's moving and got a new place, not because
Which was badly needed.
yeah he needed it, like, honestly.
Y'all just don't even know.
I don't even
Let's
know all
just
of
say I've been living without hot water. No lie.
Going on 2 months?
It's over 2 months.
Over.
Well, no, it's going on 2 months.
Okay.
After you've had enough cold showers, they start to blend together.
You heat up the water as it hits you.
Yeah.
Body temperature.
Yeah. Tell that to certain parts
So-
of my body.
so-
But,
So what we're saying is, if we're looking to go to these places sometime in the future, and that's not anytime soon,
right,
because at this point we don't feel like we have the subscribership,
the fan base.
the
basically.
fan base that we would need to be able to help fund trips like that. And
Right.
and when it comes to that point, if it does, we're not like, oh, donate, $50 or $100. No,
No,
we
know
want
what
people
it's
to donate like $5 and less, if
we're
if
real.
that.
We
Yeah.
know what it's like. We're in the real world.
And we would like to do it where the place that we want to investigate,
like
how
examples.
much it's going to cost. You'll see the link.
Yeah.
And
We would like to go to Waverly Hills Sanitarium. We'd like to go to the Velisca Axe Murder House. And if you want to see us go to places like that with our particular style and flair that we have and the way we do it, then this is an opportunity for us to get to go and y'all to get to see us. We have a few options on the table. One, of
Yes.
course, and I think we've pretty much agreed we want to do this, is create a PayPal account and throw up the classic donate button so people
Yeah, so
can
if you have pennies and nickels in your PayPal and you haven't used it forever,
scrape out your couch, cushions and,
and you don't mind, donating 50 cents or whatever, don't donate like $10, $20.
Yeah, no.
We're not looking for that.
Mm-mm.
Just pennies and nickels, just change it, and eventually will add up, is what we'd be asking for.
And we're also considering the GoFundMes and the Kickstarters and those type of things, which, honestly, all cards on the table. We've often hated that stuff, and we don't like doing that kind of crap. We don't like asking for money. And in fact, that's even not what we're doing here. We're wanting
Your opinions.
comments and opinions. We would like
Yes,
you to
'cause-
leave them down below.
Because when the time comes, it's going to be a long time from now. We have
Right.
400 and something subscribers now. That's not nearly enough
And
of a fan base
our paranormal investigation videos don't get 400 views, so
that have been up for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we would like to do it when we have, maybe a couple thousand subscribers, maybe 1,500, and then we can test the waters and do something, a
but
small
that's-
fan fun.
that's not to say that if we didn't get the money now, we wouldn't go. We would definitely go.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. If we had enough people out there enough true fans that said, man, we'd love to see these fools go to name your place. And
Yeah.
that's
Like-
another thing too we could do.
Like one example though that I have is like Yorktown. What is it, like $400 or $500 to investigate that place?
Right.
So we
That's
did
8 hours.
We did, for an example, a Kickstarter, and we said, we're asking for $500. If we don't get it, we don't go. But if we reach over that and we reach the $1,000, I think it is,
Mhm.
then we will go also to the
Black Swan Inn.
the Black Swan Inn, because we would have the money. So we won't do it where, we need $1,000.
Right.
We would do it as the most minimal goal, and that's just for investigating the place. Like that place we can drive to.
Right.
That doesn't require flying or anything.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
we're
yeah.
not.
Yeah, anything in Texas, we'll be driving to,
Yeah.
because that's where we reside. But when you're talking about going to, what's some of those
Or
places?
just cross different states.
Yeah.
That requires flying.
Right.
Or a lot of
Some other
driving and-
ones.
Flying is a lot easier.
But they might not even be aware of this, but there are a lot of those places. In fact, almost every place you see on, say, for example, Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters, all those places you can go to personally. Yourself, us, you can go with enough of this.
Yeah.
And some of those places, they're proud of it. Say, for example, Waverly Hills Sanitarium in Kentucky, the same state that happens to have Bobby Mackey's Music World. Woo! Man, that's another place I'd love to go to. And if you don't know about these places, Google them, because they're amazing. You won't be sorry. But Waverly Hills, for example, the last time I was on their website and checked it out, they charged, I think it was like $100 per person, but a maximum, right? No, I'm sorry, a minimum of 10 people. So let that resonate.
Yeah.
They're getting and that's how it's stated. It doesn't matter if there's 5 of you, 2 of you, however many. They're going to get at least $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So it's $1,000 basically. Now, at first I thought, man, these fools are just trying to rake it in. But if you consider the size of that place, somebody has to pay taxes on that monstrosity of a building.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 or 5 stories. The place is huge. You could get lost in there for days. That makes more sense why they're charging that kind of money.
Yeah.
But again, for us to get to go there, it's not feasible because we don't have that kind of money lying around. We'd love to go, but you're looking at that initial fee. You're looking at the price to get there, and that's
Your travel.
that's
and
too
then-
far.
and
That's
then
too
food.
far to drive. Really,
Yeah,
I think you'd want
But
to
that
fly.
wouldn't even be like something personalist. It would be
Oh,
something
no.
more,
Yeah.
more local.
Closer
that we
to
would
home.
start with something a little smaller.
And there's plenty of those. We've
Yeah.
got what is it? Yorktown Memorial Hospital.
Mhm.
There's Yoakum Memorial Hospital, which Huck told me about. So that's
Mhm.
2 places you can go. Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of places you can go.
And again, this is, far in the future. So
Right.
by the time this video is uploaded, it'll be online for quite some time. This way it gives plenty of people to watch it and give their
Right.
opinions. Our subscribership will hopefully have grown.
Mhm.
And then when we feel like our subscribership has
Right.
reached enough, then if need be, we may ask.
And again, backing up what you were saying and what this video is about, this is not a video where we're asking for money. This is a video where we're asking for opinions, thoughts, ideas, questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We're throwing out some ideas, the GoFundMes, the Kickstarters,
Mhm.
the
PayPal.
the PayPal, the donate. We had another idea too.
Monetizing our videos.
That was the other one.
Because if we don't feel that we have the subscribership and we've done too many repeat investigations,
Right.
then we're looking into possibly monetizing, which I hate. I don't want to do that.
I don't either. Really.
But I also don't want to be asking for money either.
Mhm.
But if we want to continue to provide different content,
Right. So I guess what we're saying is the handful of fans that really like what we do. If you're happy with us going back to the battleground, 14 times, making videos about it, put it in the comments.
Yeah, $10. We can afford that.
Exactly.
The odd hotel is $30 a person.
That's one we're definitely.
We
that's
can do
on our
that.
list.
Yeah.
Ghost Road.
That's free.
That's coming up. Dropping a little hint.
Uh-huh.
So if you're happy with that, let us know. Say, hey, don't ask for no money. We're happy with what you do.
Yeah,
we're cool with that. If you want to see us go to those places, it's going to require at some point, barring some amazing thing take place, like I win the lotto, but I don't play, so I guess that's not going to happen.
And if we were to go to somewhere like Yorktown, we're only going to ask for the cost to investigate that place.
Exactly.
We're not asking for food, gas, and souvenirs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
And if we can get the fan funding, then we're not going to worry. If we can get the fan funding, we're not worried about monetizing our videos, which we don't want to do at all. We don't want to do either of these, honestly, because that's just how we are.
This is a video I never thought we would ever have.
Yeah,
but we've got to thinking about, how many places we can actually hit local.
How many cemeteries?
Woo, boy.
Can we sneak
Cemetery
into?
happen.
Yeah, it gets to a point, you really have to think about it. And we actually have some fan gear. We got some caps. Okay, I'll say it. We got some caps coming in. We purchased, some custom caps for ourselves. Not that one.
Not this one.
And they're not in the mail yet.
Look at that.
And
that is custom, though.
They offered us a deal for 6 more snapbacks, all black, with our logo sewn. Should I tell them how?
Tell them how.
In glow-in-the-dark thread. So it's white thread and glows in dark green.
Who's got that?
And we want to do giveaways on our channel. And with that also gave us the idea where we can start up, say, a Kickstarter. How much does it cost to get 4 caps or 6 caps? We can do a Kickstarter that says, okay, it's going to cost, this much. $50, it's like $45, I think, for 4 caps. I don't know if that was glow in the dark, I don't remember. So $45 just for 4 caps. And we would only ask for a donation for $1
Gear starter. Yeah.
for a ticket, so to speak. And that would pay for that, and we would have random giveaways on a more regular basis.
If you buy scratch offs,
yeah, $1. That's all we would ask for those.
Yep.
Is $1. On anything else, whatever you want to give, but we wouldn't. I feel guilty if you gave us a lot of money for any other one.
I would too.
Unless you can really just, you have money and it's just something you
want to see us
you blow your nose with.
Bumbling and fumbling in the dark in one of those places, which I would love to go do. And we would, by the way. Just to make sure y'all understand our position. I don't know about overseas. I'm not really big about leaving the country, but there is no place. There is no place in the United States that I would not be willing to go to and investigate if we had the opportunity and the funds to do it.
Yeah, we're not trying to get
afraid
rich
to go nowhere.
off of anybody by any means. And again, this is going to be a long time in the future.
Yep.
It could be longer than a year from now, but we want this video to be posted.
Right.
And the audio to be on our website now.
Right.
So people can weigh in a lot sooner. So when the time does get there.
Yeah. So we really do. We don't ask a lot of times, and maybe we should, for comments. We don't typically do that, but we love them, by the way. You always leave your feedback, comments. We want all that. But especially on this one, because we're including y'all 120% in this. We want to know what y'all think about this, and you may have another idea. Y'all may have a total another idea on how we could do this that we hadn't even thought of. We want to hear about it.
Yeah, I mean, we could hold up signs on the corner of
Yeah.
of our main street,
We'll investigate for money.
and have
Try to
people
go.
donate, but they don't want to.
Yeah, but no, we don't charge to do what we do, so that doesn't
Yeah,
work.
so we put the money in, for some caps that are going to be some giveaways here
Right.
soon. We want to do one giveaway for 500 subscribers,
Uh-huh.
and then we want to do another one for 750. But if we started a Kickstarter for purchasing these caps and they were paid for by these dollar donation tickets, so to speak,
Mhm.
then we can do giveaways every 100 subscribers,
So often, yeah.
and as long as fans are buying the tickets.
And also too, if we do some kind of a Kickstarter
Tickets.
or a GoFundMe or just a simple donate, if and when any money comes in, we will keep the viewers abreast of the situation. We will keep you well informed on how much we've collected and what the current goal is. And I think we almost agree that Yorktown Memorial Hospital, barring someone else, and that's another idea that I just thought of too. Put your comments of where you'd like to see us go.
Yeah.
I mean.
And speaking of, we've mentioned Yorktown a few times. They may say, well, y'all already been there. Y'all can afford to go.
I've already been there.
I wasn't there. And
This
tell
guy
them.
didn't make
Tell
it.
them.
Tell them the story.
Enlighten them how y'all were able to.
All right, real talk. I don't even remember why you wasn't able to go. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
It was my daughter's birthday that weekend.
It was his daughter's birthday, and this was our boy Huckleberry, his classic fly by the seat of the pants productions last minute. This fool didn't even call down there. We drove almost 3 hours on a hoping stance that we were going to be able to get in there. We could have drove all that way for nothing but a road trip. Me, Huck, and Tina, his wife. And we drove down there and got lucky. No one had rented the place out for the night. That's another luck of the draw. So it was just meant to be. And if you've ever watched, if you watched Ghost Adventures and you've seen the one where they went to Yorktown Memorial Hospital, the crazy long-haired white guy, sounds like me.
Looks like you, but wearing an Ed Hardy shirt. The skull designs and the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool guy, super cool guy. He let us. Huck called him up, called the phone number on the front of the hospital. He actually stays in the back of it with his donkey, which apparently he believes somebody killed the donkey. That's a whole separate story. But he asked him, hey man, what would it cost to get in for a few hours? And he let us in for I think he paid $50 or $60 to get us in for about 2 hours, because he did have some friends of his that were coming over, afterwards. They were out at the clubs, and then they were going to do like a paranormally buzzed investigation afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in there for like 2 hours, but he wasn't able to go. So we would really love to go back and do a full 8-hour investigation, and they charge about $500, I believe it is, for full 8 hours. You have total access to the place.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that.
Yeah, we're not, going to be asking money for, gear and upkeep, this and that. No.
We got that covered.
We want you to see where this potential, funding will be going.
Exactly.
So we're going to make videos about it. So of course, if we go and investigate for 8 hours, we're going to make like 100 videos.
Also, yeah, exactly. Also, another thing I thought about too just now is if you are in the Houston, Texas area, or anybody that is, that...
Just say Baytown, that's where we're at.
Well, I'm including Houston because more people are going to... these people, are going to know Houston before they know Baytown. And my idea behind it is...
a little more specific.
Okay, yeah. We reside... I'm in Highlands, Texas. He's Baytown. But we city-wise, we're closest to Houston, about 30 minutes
20,
or so.
20, 30 minutes, depending on traffic.
And we will go anywhere in that area to investigate. If you know of a place that we could hit, an old cemetery, whatever, something you'd like us to go check out, that's a freebie. We don't need money to do that. That's in our backyard. That's a little gas money and, a little Taco Bell, a little Burger King. We can handle that.
You got dollar menus now?
Oh yeah, gotta love it. Burger King's got a twofer right now. Oh, but also, if you or someone you know, residentially speaking, believes they've got some activity going on in their home, business, whatever, and want us to come check it out, we don't charge at all. Give us a call, send us a comment, like maybe that's what they're already sending them. Oh, no, I guess not.
No, probably
This
not.
ain't a live stream. But, leave us
We
comments.
don't live stream yet.
No, that's right. No live streaming.
Yeah, no.
But so do we have my cell phone posted on there?
It's on our business card, so yeah.
On our business cards.
Yeah,
But
so
do they have
it's you've posted the business card online, so it's no different.
true.
But they just to save you from saying it out loud. I know he doesn't care about putting his money around.
Oh no, I don't care at
Yeah,
all.
but just to keep you from having to do that, just go to our website, paranormalguys.com.
That way
if,
it'll show if they're actually interested.
Yeah.
I won't
And-
be getting prank calls.
And you can send us an email through the contact us box. that
Oh,
we
that's even
created.
better. That's
Yeah,
even better.
and
Okay.
both of us get the emails through all of our devices.
Yeah.
So
Which is what's been happening over here during
Yeah.
this video.
iPads, iPod, everything.
we have to
We'll get the
turn that
email.
off.
So somebody's gonna see it.
Yes.
And
So-
just tell us, you don't have to give us your address, but you can just tell us, hey, we're in this area. But if you're really serious, then let us know. We can put it on the map and kind of get an idea
Oh yeah.
where you're at.
Yeah, we'd love to branch out and do more residential areas. We've only done a few. So yeah, I mean, you or anybody you know in the Houston area, we're there.
Y'all gonna make a difference on what
That's
they're
Huck.
already making.
That's Huck. It keeps sending me messages right now.
Y'all are gonna make a difference on the future of where paranormal guys go.
Exactly. Either we're staying local and going to the same places over and over again,
Which
or
we'll try our best not to sit in a room like this or some other place and do nothing but
No.
ghost box.
we're going somewhere, even if it's to a cemetery. I mean, just the battleground itself. We made 3 videos,
hmm
and we barely scratched the surface of that area. I mean, it's huge. So there's still
Yeah,
places we can go.
we can have.
But we're looking.
Yeah, we're
on down the
long, long in the future.
Yeah.
I say a minimum of a year from now, but I don't even think it would be then. I think it's gonna be longer than that.
Right.
It just depends if suddenly somebody discovers us and all of a sudden social networking starts going, who are these guys? And
we blow up. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We blow up quick, and overnight we get.
We're a viral sensation.
Because I think right now we're getting.
We're viral, all right, but
Right now we're getting. The last couple months we got like 50 subscribers each month.
Thank y'all.
Yes, thank you. Actually, yes.
We appreciate it.
Oh, we really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
We put a lot of work into our content
We do.
and our brand, and we really do try to do our best and not put out regular and garbage videos.
Yeah.
We want something that somebody's going to come back and watch.
Absolutely. That's why, without that, there would be no point in doing it.
Mhm.
Darn you, Huck. He keeps messing me.
Yeah, for real.
Missed call.
You should.
Where you
You need to
is?
silence that.
Yo. I silenced this one, but,
You could have just walked over there.
well, I didn't know I was going to get constant calls.
So please comment on this video.
Yes.
I
Comment,
ask you
rate,
to-
subscribe.
If you give it a thumbs up, then you agree that this is the direction that you would.
Yeah, you don't have to comment if you don't want thumbs up.
Yeah. And subscribe if you'd like to see future videos.
Yeah.
Even if they are, stuff repeats.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why we try to do, mods, builds, and do-it-yourself, and PairUcast. And we got PairAnalysis coming up. And
Yes, PairAnalysis is going to be an idea where we're going to actually take video, audio, photographic material
Mhm.
that we find on YouTube, and I guess mainly YouTube, other places if we can get it, of the hottest and latest conspiratorial and paranormal topics that we can review and give you a layman's perspective, our personal opinion of what we think of it.
yes.
But I think we've pretty much decided to take an existing channel well, y'all may not know, but I also had a channel where I went by Shaggy's X Files, where I, went over some conspiratorial stuff. But I haven't done anything in a while, and I think I'm going to change that channel, and it's going to be Para-holiX, and we're separating it from Paranormal Guys because doing videos like this, you can potentially get into some copyright strikes. And
Due to the subject matter.
Yes.
And the sensitivity, I guess, of it.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
we were looking into one of them, and we noticed that a lot of the videos on one that we want to do were getting removed.
Mm-hmm.
And when it gets removed, that means possible content IDs, strikes, and notifications, and we don't want that on our channel. We want to keep producing the content on Paranormal Guys. So
that'll be a total separate channel that will probably get started some point.
Yeah,
but
we don't know when, but sometime in the future soon.
Yeah, wrapping this one up here, I want to reiterate again that we are not begging for money.
No.
What we are doing is discussing with you, the viewers, our really diehard fans of
If you think it's a good idea, think it's a good idea as a fan of our channel, and if you are not subscribed, subscribe, and then look at our content, and if you feel that it is worth and you are willing to possibly donate in any form or fashion, then let us know, because that's what we're looking to hear. We want the opinions of you guys, because y'all are watching the videos.
And I think we've agreed, we're pretty much already decided that we're going to go ahead and do the PayPal and the donate button, because that's just there. They can click it or not.
Yes.
But the GoFundMe, the Kickstarters, the monetizing the videos, that's really what we're wanting opinions on, and other possible ideas and ways to, bake sale, garage sale.
At the very least, the PayPal button will help us, get some pennies and nickels together where we can actually purchase some fan gear that we can then do giveaways.
Right.
If we were to blow up quick, and start, everybody is like, yes, do it, and, we start getting lots of money, then we can have all sorts of gear, and we can have a store and do tons of giveaways.
That would be cool. But again,
it would be.
What we would be doing here, any and all money that's gathered for investigative purposes will all be going towards that trip to get us, to get, the price of getting to that place. So yeah.
But I heard that, one of you guys is getting a FLIR. That's $250. How can you afford that and then put out a video possibly asking for money? Well, I actually sold a gaming console. I broke even on that.
Yeah.
So just so y'all know, anything that we buy, we usually try to make it ourselves.
Speaking of,
or
you just
sell
talked about
stuff.
You just talked about the gear. We've got personalized hats coming for Paranormal Guys. They're going to be sick. And we got some snapbacks that we're also going to get that we can use, like he was saying.
Or giveaways.
How we got those was we sold, 3 or 4 of our old cameras that we don't use anymore.
1, 2, 5.
5 old cameras. And we took that money and put it back into that.
Yes.
That's how we typically operate, because we don't have a lot of that. Don't got a lot of Robert De Niro lying around. So, but, we know what it's
just to
like.
give you an idea, yeah.
Yeah. So.
It was all in your mind.